Hello there. My name is Brii. I am the founder and CEO of Be Unique. We're a digital marketing and virtual assistant services company. And I actually specialize in Pinterest marketing. So today I'm going to show you how to create step by step a Pinterest ads campaign. So let me share my screen with you real quick and we will get started. Okay, so we are going to jump right into this. We are in the ads overview section of Pinterest right now, and you can get here at any point by coming up here to the header, hovering over ads, and then just clicking on overview. And that will bring you to the screen here, and we've got all of our analytics for our ads for the last 30 days. This section right up here will be your total ads for all of your campaigns combined, and then this down here will be your analytics for your specific campaigns. And it breaks it up by campaign type. So we've got awareness campaigns, engagement campaigns, traffic campaigns, and promoted app campaigns. But today we are just going to focus on the traffic campaigns. The setup process for all of these is going to be very, very similar. So once you know how to do one, you kind of know how to do all of them. So we are going to click get traffic to your website, and we are going to start a new campaign. So what we are going to do, we're just going to name it something. I'm going to do Be Unique Summer Sale. And I'm going to set a lifetime spend cap of $50 for this particular campaign. We can go back and change that. We can add to it. We can do whatever we want. But as a general limit, I'm just going to set $50. And that is optional. You can have no limit, but I would be making sure that you're tracking your analytics and adjusting your strategy as needed, especially if you go with an unlimited campaign. So next, we're going to go down to add more details. And we will fill out the rest of the information for our campaign. Up here, we've got our group name. Now you can see their example is women's fashion, 18 to 35. So generally that's a type of board or interest or something that is on Pinterest or something that you would be searching in Pinterest. So for me, since I'm a service-based business, I'm going to do entrepreneur and ages 20 to 45. And I've got it down here because that's something that I do quite often. And then for the start and end dates, you can have this one option that says run ad continuously on a daily budget, or you can pick specific dates and you can go through and pick, July 30th through the 31st if you would like. But for this, we're just going to do on a daily budget. And we will set our daily budget to $10. So I'm going to come back and check this here in 5 days and make sure everything is good to go. Now here we've got audience, and this is something that you can kind of play around with a little bit. But if you've got, I'll click in here. And you can kind of see the different options that it has. You can upload a list of customers, and that's, something that you get from your email list, for example, or audiences that have actually engaged from pins that they've taken specifically from your website, visitors who just went to your website, things like that. And we can go through and choose whichever one of those we want and upload it. But for this, we're just going to leave that out. That is not absolutely needed. It's just another way to really hone in on your ideal client. But if you're trying to just get a general audience, then moving forward is going to be your best option here. So next we're going to be talking about interests. And you can make these as broad or as specific as you would like just by dropping down this arrow here, and you can click on the specific sub-interests based on the broad interest. But I tend to keep it very, very broad because that's going to get me the largest audience that way. So I'm just going to click on education, and then we'll come down here and select technology as well. And you can go through very specifically and check different interests based on your campaign. But for me, those are going to be the best ones, as the pin that I'm going to be promoting is basically a course. Okay, so next we're going to do keywords. And there are two different options you've got here. You can import your own keywords based on either a list that your company has for you, or let's say you've got an Excel spreadsheet from research you've been doing on specific keywords. And you can go up here and choose to separate each keyword by comma or by line breaks. And the line breaks option is what you're going to want if you have an Excel spreadsheet that you're copying and pasting from, because it will be separated automatically for you. But today we're actually going to be searching for keywords. So what we're going to do, I'm going to search Pinterest marketing, because that is what the pin that I will be promoting, that's what it's all about. So I'm just going to go click on Pinterest marketing tips or Pinterest marketing. There's one up there for that as well, but this will be a little bit more related to my topic. So you can see that they've got a section for add all related keywords. So that is these 4 keywords here that are down this list. And then in addition to that, it'll be all of these semi-related keywords. Now you can see there are certain things that aren't really directly related to my keywords, like this medium hair. I'm not sure where they're getting that actually, but that's a so-called related keyword. So what I'm going to do, instead of going through and picking these one by one, I'm just going to go up here and add all results and related keywords. And I'm going to skim through here and kind of just delete any of the keywords that aren't really related. Now you can see like this one here, this is someone's search style. So they do Pinterest plus marketing plus tips plus tricks. And that's something that certain people do search that way. So if I do have someone in my audience searching that way, I want to make sure that I am campaigning to them as well. So I would go ahead and leave that in there, things like that, but just make sure that it is still related to the pin that you are promoting. So it's marketing, so we're going to do another one. We'll say small business marketing, and then we'll go ahead and do marketing tips here. And then we've got small business marketing tips, and then all of these guys here. So there are certain keyword phrases that do not actually pop up that add all button, and especially when there is only one search result for it, and there is only one because we've got such a specific keyword phrase here. But when it's like that, they won't do the add all to it. So I just go here and I'm going to click on all of the things that actually work for me, and it looks like that's pretty much it. So now you can see I've got 11 keywords here. That is not much at all. What we want to be looking for is a minimum of 30 and upwards of, I believe your max right now is 3,000 keywords. So if you are in that range, you're good to go. When you start adding more and more keywords, your cost per click is actually going to start going down. So I am just going to kind of add a bunch of them randomly just to show you guys what's going on with it. So we've got 33. Why don't we do a little bit more here? So we will go ahead and stick with that. So we've got our list of keywords here. Let's pretend that they all match what we're actually going for. Our next section is going to be locations, and we can pick all US locations or pick specific locations. Now, this is something that is relatively new. The US used to be the only place that you could have promoted pins, but they have kind of somewhat recently changed that. So you can promote it anywhere now. But we're just going to do all US locations because that is my primary demographic. You can, like I said, pick everything on this list and market to everybody. But for the type of campaign that I'm running, I'm really just wanting to do US locations. You can also pick between different languages. Now you can select all languages or pick specific languages. I tend to go with picking the 2 English languages because that is what all of my content is written in. That's the people that I personally am able to communicate with, things like that. I don't want to be necessarily wasting money on an ad for French-speaking Pinterest users when none of my content is going to be relatable to them. So we will stick with that. Down here with devices, I always stick with all devices, but we can go through and pick specific devices. We can make sure that we're picking all of our mobile devices because we all know that Pinterest is 87% on mobile. And you can just exclude the web, desktop web if you would like. However, I don't want someone to not see my campaign just because they're browsing on their computer. With other businesses, they're more than likely going to be browsing Pinterest on their PCs than on their phones. Especially if it is someone who is maybe a Pinterest VA who is scheduling out any pins for their client, they're all going to be on their PCs. And so we want to make sure that even people who are using their PCs can still see and repin our content. So you can go through and pick specific genders as well. We can do female, male, and unspecified. I tend to just do all genders because I don't want, we'll say, a male to not see my ads campaign just because he is a man. I have a service-based business, so it doesn't really matter for me, but someone else in a more specific business might want to set that. Okay, so now you can see here our max CPC bid, and that right there is cost per click. So this is the amount that you would potentially be spending for every click through to your website. Now what this is just a bid. You're really only going to be paying an extra penny more than what the person basically before you is paying. So let's say someone is paying $1.98. I will pay $1.99, but I will ensure that I'm not paying over $2.30 for this ad. So now I'm going to go through and pick a pin, and we can go through and search all of our pins, and this will be everything that we've pinned that's on any of our boards, all of that. Or we can go through, do our 30-day most clicked pins or our 30-day most saved pins. And there's a chance that they will be very similar. As you can see, I don't think mine actually changed. Okay, they changed a little bit down here, but for the most part, those will probably be relatively similar because if it's gotten a lot of engagement as far as clicks goes, then it's probably going to be getting a lot as far as saves go. But I actually have a specific pin that I want to be promoting, and it's going to be my Pinterest guide. Okay, so it's right here. it already has my destination URL. That's something that I input into Pinterest when I first uploaded this pin, so you shouldn't have to do anything with that. It should be the same as how you uploaded it. However, if you're really wanting to track more than what Pinterest does, this is where you can insert either a Google Analytics link or a Bitly link, things like that, and make very, very specific documentation of where you're getting certain ads and click-throughs and things like that, where you're getting all of your engagement from. We also have the option of doing a promoted pin name, and I'm just going to do Pinterest Guide Summer Sale. And that's just something to keep you more organized. It's obviously very optional. You can choose to leave it blank if you want, but like I said, I prefer to do it. It just keeps me that much more organized. And then after that, we are just ready to promote, and it's going to go through and ask you for your business information. And then when you click next, it'll ask you for your credit card information. That is it for this video today. I hope it was helpful for you and you now know how to create a Pinterest ads campaign. If you ever have any questions, feel free to just reach out. Once again, this is Brii from Be Unique Marketing, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.